Everybody believes, baby. Everybody believes in the Miami Hurricanes. You're hearing it from every national media member out there. Whether there are guys on ESPN, I mean, you name it. Um, Guys on in podcasts, you name it. People believe in the Miami Hurricanes this year, and it's a legitimate belief. And most recently, I saw a podcast with Scott Van Pelt from ESPN and Stanford Steve, and they had some things to say about the Miami Hurricanes. And I want you to hear what they had to say because it's another couple of guys who believe in the Miami Hurricanes and just wonder at times like the people that watch football are the ones that should be voting on these damn polls. If you don't watch enough football to give legitimate opinions and commentary and voting and your vote, you shouldn't have a vote if you don't watch enough football to have a vote. And so when I hear real football people and guys that watch this stuff on a week to week basis, and they don't just watch one team, they watch every big name team, and they say what they got to say. I mean, I take that. Obviously, I'm a Hurricanes fan, so I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I think the players probably appreciate it because their work and their efforts are being recognized. But it's one thing. It shows that what the Hurricanes are doing is working. So let me play this video for you from Scott Van Pelt and Stanford Steve. But welcome back, everyone, to another edition of Hurricanes Unfiltered, powered by Come On Now, the podcast. I'm your host, Rudy Rodriguez Showmont. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, ring that bell, leave a comment. Remember, every Monday night, 9 p.m., Hurricanes Unfiltered Weekly, our live show. Don't miss it. And this week, obviously, we have a bye week, and we'll be checking out college football all over the country. There's some big games this weekend, so let's get this video right cracking for you, so you can take a look at what was said. Here you go. Boom. Sorry. There you go.
You had Miami ranked number 1 this week, correct?
Yeah.
You got that right.
Yeah, and it's funny, Scott. I had this deal where I'm watching them, and I've been blown away. Got to see him in person in Florida, and I just kept coming back to this thing because I think it's a big deal in the sport. I really do. Miami hadn't been on the road yet,
right?
And when I watch Florida State, I'm like, if they don't turn the ball over, they can give them problems. They're up against it. The sense of urgency off a bad loss that everybody watched. They still have enough offense. Gus Malzahn and Norvell are as good as anybody, and they couldn't stop turning the ball over. And Miami put the foot on the gas. What do you call that? Tale of two halves?
Kind of. I mean,
I don't want to say fake comeback because
I mean it was
96 yards in 19 plays.
Yeah, but I mean it's 28-3.
Yeah,
and Miami's like, we're good. We came here for a win and we're getting it, which they did. I thought the back-to-back plays of the turnover and then the Malachi Tony touchdown is just it's like a fight when you get stung and then you get not a knockout, but you get knocked down. And man, Tony is something. Whew.
Yeah.
He's got in a game where you've got athletes and speed all over the field, he's got speed you can see because dudes don't catch him. I thought Beck threw a couple of absolutely beautiful balls when the game was early, when it's tense, when Doak is buzzing. And you stare into the eyes of those folks and let them know, not tonight, folks, not tonight. That's as good as I've seen. I mean, Ohio State, I don't know if there's much to get to. Minnesota got the ball, scored 3 early, and then Ohio State scored 42 in a row on them. They're nasty. Tate was insane tonight. But that's a different, they're ranked 1. If you want to put them, that's fine. I think I think Miami's combination of a decent South Florida team, Florida, Notre Dame, and at Florida State, no one's messing with that. Resume wise, we talk a lot about, body of work or strength of record. Miami of Florida's got the best combo of schedule and record, I think, so far. And when you watch him, you just see it.
I totally agree. And I think that in a bigger picture thing, Scott, where Miami, we've talked about Miami and the history and what we've wanted to see forever. But being there a couple weeks ago and seeing Mario in person and knowing how much he just wanted to get through this because he knew this was the test.
This one.
This one.
Yeah.
But he had to get there. And like, again, you had to play South Florida after they beat Florida, where, yeah, you're the better team. You're more skilled, but you still got to go out and do it. They smoked them because of that defense. And then you get a wounded Florida team that comes in where you're expected to win by, 20-something points. But, we saw it. We'll get to them. Florida has absolute war daddies. And say what you want about Billy Napier. You want to talk about, taking shots at guys, you're going to have to do a lot more to get rid of him. Miami overcomes that, where they were the better team the whole night.
Right.
Got a little hairy for a little bit, but it doesn't matter. But this was the one off a bye where and I say it all the time. I forget. I mean, Desmond lives down in Coral Gables. I talked to Darius Butler a bunch. He's from South Florida. It's special because all these guys know each other. And they know who's going on what visit here. When you going to Coral Gables, when you go to, it's just, it what makes it. And when you're there, you feel it. And tonight you felt it. You felt a road team with a point to make. And I can't say enough about him, man. I wanted to see it. I had him ranked number one. And the way they did it, and people are going to pick apart. We know what we do here, right? People are going to pick apart the second half and
Why?
make the point here.
For
But
what?
I don't care. It's like you said, it's 28-3.
For
Have
what?
some.
It's
yeah.
I mean, obviously, if they give up an onside kick, then it gets super scary. And I was texting back and forth with a friend, both of whom had released Florida State, and it's like they're going to go for the field goal, which, by the way, is the right thing to do.
Yeah.
Like earlier this year when Kentucky played Ole Miss and they kicked the field goal and everybody was sideways about it. When you're down more than a score, that's what you do. It's the correct thing. Norvell's did the smart thing because the only way you can win is if you get the ball back and score again. And the three, you can at least run a play that you're trying to get it. So it was a smart thing to do. In the end, the game wasn't anywhere near that close.
I'm glad.
I let them go for like 5-6 straight minutes. I want to jump in real fast because the fact they recognize it's 28-3. I mean, we all recognize, we all know what happened. We all saw the game. It's 28-3. Miami's running Florida State over with a truck, and then Miami decides to call the dogs off. It's really what happened. You called the dogs off. You can't turn it on and off switch. It's not like lights. You can't turn it on and off. It's almost like a dimmer. You know what I mean? So when you dim the light off, it takes time to dim the light back on. And when you take away that aggression and that attitude that you had for 3 quarters and you say, no, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna be conservative, and on both sides of the ball be conservative. Well, you kind of turned it off. And everyone knows Miami turned it off. Thing is, FSU is not a team that you can turn it off against because of that explosiveness of their offense. And they have a lot of talented players. So you can't just turn it off and say, and that's the one thing about with Mario Cristobal that I will forever have issues with is when he goes in this conservative mode, it drives me bananas because you didn't get there by being conservative. You got there by punching him in the face. You got there by throwing the football. You got there by rushing hard on their ass. You got there by playing press coverage. You didn't get there by dropping DBs 25 yards off the ball. You didn't get there by running the ball into the back of the offense line because the reality was Miami didn't run the ball that well the whole game. So why are you now all of a sudden going to say, we're going to do it this way? No, keep throwing the swing passes. Those are running plays. Keep throwing the short dink and dunks. Those are going to keep the game, first the clock moving, the clock moving, and then on top of that, it's going to keep everything moving in your direction to where you can score again and keep the other team off the field. But they did what they did. And I'm glad they recognized that because it was obvious to everybody. It's the best team in the country. Stanford seed them ranked number one. They both agree. It's the best team in the country. Now, obviously, this is today. We don't know what will be in 7, 8 weeks, 9 weeks. I mean, I hope Miami is I hope Miami wins the national championship. But if you look at what they got right now, their resume by far is the best in the country. And it's not even close. That's what pisses me off about the rankings, which I constantly bitch and complain about. The rankings are a complete farce. The rankings are just such a farce because if you're basing it on what a team has done and who they've played, well, it's not close. Miami's played the toughest fucking schedule in the country. Miami doesn't have 2 podunks in there. Miami's played 3 ranked teams and Florida, who I think at some point will be ranked again, who was actually ranked at the beginning of the season. They were ranked. They were ranked. And the week after that, the game after that for Florida, they go and beat Texas. So you tell me how good Florida is. I'll wait. You let me know how good Florida is because they sure as hell puffed up Texas. Remember, started the season off ranked number 1. No longer ranked now, but they were ranked number 1 to start this season. Arch Manning is the freaking Heisman Trophy winner proclaimed on day 1. He sucks. But Florida beat the brakes off of Texas. That wasn't a close game. Florida beat Texas's ass. Let me finish the rest of this video, though.
You said that because I totally agree. Because I'm watching, I'm like, it's, you you laugh at me when I always say this is fake something. Like kind of a fake final score.
Fake close. It wasn't.
Yeah.
I mean, and Florida State,
better team won. The whole thing.
No question. Yeah. And as you look at their schedule, it's really hard to see a team that'll beat them. Now, and I'm certain that we'll get to it. Today is a glaring, flashing sign of don't take anything for granted because anything can happen. And of course, Miami could lose, but it would be pretty shocking if they did to who's on their schedule before we get to Charlotte. I assume the ACC thing's still there.
I believe so.
I mean, I don't know. Could be anywhere.
It's not in Palo Alto.
I was going to say,
Berkeley.
well, it doesn't make any difference. You could play. You've got teams from California to Massachusetts to South Florida. Play wherever the fuck you want. I don't care. I can't see them losing to anybody before that, or even in that. They're like that. That was really, really impressive.
So yeah, they're like that. They're like that. You saw it. They're like that. And there are people that are recognizing that. And I'm happy to hear that. I completely agree. I completely agree with them in the
But I ain't gonna stay down and let you put me down.
They are like that. And you know what I like about all of it is like, again, people recognizing it, man. It's something to be said because even last year when Miami was doing well, people didn't respect it. There wasn't a respect for it. It was like, oh, they're getting lucky. They're getting calls. They're getting the incomplete pass with Virginia Tech, the call overturned, the non-personal foul called on Wesley Basaint against Cal, saved them. Like there's different things. The defense was struggling big time and all that stuff. And I think that's something to be said when people recognize, like, look, these guys are legit, man. These guys are the truth. And if you're a Canes fan, you have to enjoy it, man. Because one thing that Miami gets a lot of is a lot of disrespect. We've gotten this program's gotten disrespected for so many years. I mean, a lot of it due to their own due to themselves for sure. But this group is a special group. You can see it. You can see it. I mean, I would be flabbergasted if Miami lost an ACC game. Absolutely fucking flabbergasted. There's not a team in the ACC that should beat the Miami Hurricanes. In fact, I'll go on record right now that Miami will not play a game that's less than 2 touchdowns the remainder of the season. They will win every game on their schedule by at least 2 touchdowns the rest of the season. They will probably dominate every game they play the rest of the season. Now, and that includes the ACC championship. Now, when you get to the playoffs, it's a different story. You know you're gonna be on neutral field sites. Now, and if you look at it, I don't know what I think the quarterfinal. Let me see what the college football quarterfinal is, because you know what's going to happen is Again, there's no road game, right? There's no road game. So the quarterfinals are at the Cotton Bowl, the Orange Bowl, the Rose Bowl, the Sugar Bowl. You can bet your ass that if Miami's in the playoffs, they're playing in the Orange Bowl because they're gonna do it geographically. They're not gonna go send Miami to the Rose Bowl. It'd be preposterous. You'll probably have Ohio State, and Ohio State would probably end up in the Sugar Bowl or the Rose Bowl because of the affiliation with because of the Rose Bowl because of the conference potentially. But if Oregon's a top 3, top 4 team, then Oregon probably goes to the Rose Bowl, and then you end up seeing Ohio State at the Sugar Bowl potentially. I don't know where it will be. I don't know what's going to happen. But Miami will end up in the Orange Bowl, and then you're going to have the Fiesta Bowl and the Chick-fil-A Bowl, the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl. So I think Miami would be then sent to the Peach Bowl. I don't know how it worked itself out. And where's the national championship game? Is at national championships back in Miami. Fuck, I didn't even know that. Holy shit. So Miami can actually play 2 home games. Legitimately play 2 fucking home games. Oh my God. You got to get it done now. I mean, for real, for real. I didn't even realize this, but when you look at it, they could play a quarterfinal game in the Orange Bowl, a semifinal in Atlanta, and then play back again in Miami for the national championship. This thing is built for Miami to win, bro. It's built for Miami to win. The only road game they'll have, and it's a neutral game, will be in Atlanta. And the only team that you probably don't want to play in Atlanta is probably Georgia. Because that's a home game for Georgia. But other than that, I mean, and I think Miami would dog walk Georgia anyhow. I have no fear of Georgia. I don't think Georgia's that damn good. And I know Carson Beck would love to beat the brakes off of Georgia. Absolutely. But hey, man, I love hearing this stuff, man. When people are praising Miami in the national media, I love it, man. It excites me. It excites me. Because it gets so tiresome listening to people talk about these other fucking schools. Like the fact that Penn State was blown up so much. Like, what has Penn State done? What has James Franklin done? This motherfucker loses every big game. But y'all let me know y'all thoughts in the comments. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell. This is Hurricanes Unfiltered, powered by Come On Now, the podcast. Come on now.